healthy, sugar-free baklava. Now, if you really like the sweets, you know how delicious baklava is. And this is guilt-free way to enjoy it. Has additional benefits because I help people that have issues with swollen feet. So it has additional ingredients that you can just take away if you just want a healthy dessert. More information in the actual recipe are in the description of this video. Now to start. So we are going to boil 1.5 cups of water. So we're just going to put it in the pot. And to sweeten it, so we are going to use 100% pure stevia, no other fillers. And you need half of a teaspoon for that. This half of a teaspoon equivalent to 1 whole full cup of sugar. And in addition, xylitol, it's a completely natural birch extract. And I'm going to put half a cup. So this is quarter. And I'm going to put another quarter. And then we're just going to mix it a bit so it completely dissolves. So if you just have a closer look, so it does change a color, but as it boils, it becomes completely clear. If you're not familiar with these sweeteners, I have another video that I will put a link in description, and that will discuss the various benefits and the health advantages of these particular sweeteners. Now to finish it off, we're going to use some tapioca starch. Because there's no sugar, it will not be thicker. So in a glass, separate glass, 1 teaspoon, so it's just a teaspoon of tapioca. And we're going to add 1 tablespoon of cold water and just mix it all in. It's a bit harder to mix in, but just with a fork, just a couple of times till it becomes liquid and you're done. And we're just going to pour it into our hot mixture. If you just pour a tapioca, it will clump and you will not be able to get a nice syrup. So it has to be cold water to dissolve. And now we're just going to mix. You can see how it actually now is clear. And you want to boil it while you're mixing for maybe a minute. You don't have to mix it all the time, but make certain that it's completely dissolved. And it will slowly thicken. And as it cools down, it will also become thicker. So you can see it's pretty much like a sugar syrup. Now you don't want it thicker than this because your pastry will not be able to absorb if it's much thicker. And now let's start on a pastry. So I'm using filo pastry and I'm going to use a round pan. Now I'm not particularly skilled because I don't make baklava often. So please excuse my preparing skills. So I just cut the filo to the size of the pan. And I mean, you can use square pan, you can use anything that suits you. Just don't forget to cover the pastry. And I'm going to butter the pan really well. So I have here 1 cup of melted butter. And I have 2 cups of ground walnuts. You can use any other nuts that you like. And for the first 3 sheets, I'm just going to put the actual pastry, buttering well in between. So that's the first sheet. And I find the brush really the easiest way, but whatever way you normally would use, just do it that way. And it goes fairly quickly once you have everything prepared. So that's our second layer. And now this is the third layer. And now I'm going to put some more butter. Now, because I mentioned in the beginning that I help people with swollen feet, so there's a particular program that we follow. Okay, now I'm going to add some ground walnuts. So you can put however much you like. I'm going just by feeling what I feel is enough of the walnuts. So you will see I will also use one more ingredient, which is a complete source of protein, sachainchi, which is Peruvian Amazonian superfood. Now this is because, as I mentioned, I do a program for people with swollen feet, and there are particular benefits. If you more information on that, again, there will be a link in the description. But if you're just making baklava to be healthier, just completely don't pay any attention. So this is the actual plant, and it's absolutely amazing, complete source of protein. So it really picks up the baklava. You can't really taste it because it has a nutty taste. So your baklava will still taste absolutely amazing. Now we are almost done. So I'm just going to put some more walnuts on top. And once that is done, we have a few more sheets of phyllo. Obviously buttering in between every single layer. So, and I forgot to mention you need to preheat your oven. So it's 350 Fahrenheit or 160 Celsius. And we are just buttering the last layers. And this is some more phyllo. So the syrup that we made earlier needs to be warm, not hot. And we'll put it into the hot baklava when we take it out of the oven. So I always put the last 3 layers, just the butter in between, because some people really don't like the crunch on top. Now to cut it, so I really struggled with this cutting. So you can cut however you like. So I just did the squares, so one horizontal, one vertical. And then I just divided each quarter into half on both sides. And then the last bits just parallel to the main original squares. You can cut it however you like, but you do need to cut it before you put it in the oven, because later will be almost impossible and your syrup will not quite go in. So this is pretty much done. It's cut and now it's going to the oven. Before I put it in the oven, I'll just put the rest of the butter really nicely on top in every little single nook and cranny. The main thing is, so I bake this for 35 minutes, but every oven will be different. So this is it done. So it's really nice with a golden color. And now we're just going to pour the syrup. Now you may not need to use all the syrup. So pour slowly around all the areas, and you want to see it slowly being absorbed. You don't want to have more than 3/4 up inside the pastry. Otherwise it may be too soggy, but it will be sweet enough. You'll be quite happy with it. It will absorb as it sits, so leave it to sit maybe an hour before you start serving it. I hope you enjoyed this very healthy, sugar-free baklava. It will melt in your mouth, absolutely delicious. So as I mentioned, the information of the natural sweeteners used will be in the description, as well as the full recipe and the information about the course I'm doing. I hope you enjoy it, like it, share it, enjoy. If you would like a free guide how to stop ankle and feet swelling, go to tinyurl.com/sugarfreehuman. You'll have to put your email address and the guide will be emailed to you for free, as well as a couple of other videos. So enjoy!